February 11th, 1990, Tokyo, Japan. Mike Tyson walks into the ring as the undefeated heavyweight champion, 37-0. Nobody has lasted past the third round in years. He's fighting James Buster Douglas, a 42-1 underdog. Vegas oddsmakers won't even take bets on Douglas winning. This should be easy. Another knockout, another payday. But something's different tonight. Mike looks distracted, unfocused. His team is in chaos. His longtime trainer, Kevin Rooney, is gone, fired. Don King, the promoter, has taken control. Round 10. Douglas lands a clean uppercut. Mike goes down. For the first time in his professional career, Mike Tyson hits the canvas. He tries to get up, but his legs don't work. The referee counts 8, 9, 10. The unbeatable champion has been beaten. The myth is shattered. But here's what most people don't know. This wasn't just a loss. This was the beginning of a complete collapse. Let's rewind to 1988. Mike is on top of the world, undisputed champion, making millions. But something's wrong. Cus D'Amato, the man who built him, died in 1985. Jim Jacobs, his manager and father figure, died in 1988. The two men who understood Mike, who controlled his demons, are gone. Mike is 22 years old. Suddenly, he's surrounded by people who want his money, not his well-being. Enter Don King, the infamous boxing promoter with the wild hair and wilder reputation. King convinces Mike to fire Kevin Rooney, his longtime trainer, the last connection to Cus D'Amato. Mike later said, "When I fired Kevin, I fired my conscience." At the same time, Mike marries Robin Givens, an actress. The relationship is toxic. Public fights, accusations, drama. In a TV interview with Mike sitting right next to her, Givens says, "He's a manic depressive. Life with him is pure hell." Mike sits there, silent, broken. The intimidating champion looks like a scared child again. They divorce after 8 months. The settlement costs Mike millions. Mike is spiraling. The discipline Cus instilled, gone. The training regimen, abandoned. The focus, shattered. He's partying constantly, gaining weight, not training properly. Everyone around him is telling him what he wants to hear, not what he needs to hear. And then Tokyo happens. Buster Douglas wasn't supposed to win, but he had motivation. Mike didn't. His mother had just died. Douglas fought with everything he had. Mike, he trained for 3 weeks. He was out of shape, distracted, arrogant. When Douglas knocked him out, Mike made excuses. The referee's count was slow. My glove laces were wrong. Anything but the truth. The truth was simpler. The warrior Cus D'Amato built had become soft, undisciplined, lost. After the loss, Mike's behavior gets worse, much worse. July 1991, Indianapolis. Mike meets Desiree Washington, an 18-year-old Miss Black America contestant, at a hotel. What happens that night is disputed. Mike says it was consensual. Washington says it was rape. The trial is a media circus. Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, accused of one of the worst crimes imaginable. February 1992. Guilty verdict. 6 years in prison. Mike is shocked. His lawyers promised him he'd walk free, but the jury didn't believe him, maybe because of his reputation, maybe because of the evidence, maybe both. Mike Tyson, at 25 years old, goes to prison. His career, over. His reputation, destroyed. His legacy, tainted forever. Indiana Youth Center, March 1992, inmate number 922335. Mike spends 3 years in prison, but something unexpected happens. He transforms, again. He reads constantly. Philosophy, history, religion. He converts to Islam, becomes Malik Abdulaziz. He trains every day, push-ups, sit-ups, shadowboxing in his cell. But most importantly, he has time to think about Cus, about the discipline he lost, about the people he let manipulate him. Prison Mike isn't the same as Champion Mike. He's harder, angrier, but also more focused. When he's released in 1995, he's 28 years old. Most fighters would be finished, but Mike has unfinished business. August 1995, Mike's first fight after prison against Peter McNeely. It lasts 89 seconds. Mike is back. But something's different. The old Mike fought with controlled rage. This Mike fights with pure violence, no elegance, just destruction. 1996, Mike wins the WBC title again. He's a two-time heavyweight champion. The comeback story everyone loves, but the demons haven't left. They've just been waiting. June 28, 1997, Mike fights Evander Holyfield for the second time. Round 3. Mike bites off part of Holyfield's ear, then bites the other ear. The referee disqualifies him. Mike's boxing license is revoked. He's fined $3 million. The world watches in horror. What happened to the disciplined fighter Cuss built? He's gone, replaced by someone who can't control himself. From unbeatable champion to convicted felon to comeback fighter to disgrace. Mike Tyson's fall wasn't one moment. It was a series of choices, losses, and demons he couldn't control. Cus D'Amato once said, "The hero and the coward both feel the same thing, but the hero uses his fear, projects it onto his opponent, while the coward runs." For years, Mike was the hero. Then he became the coward. But here's what's remarkable. Mike's story doesn't end here, because after hitting rock bottom, after losing everything, Mike Tyson will rebuild himself one more time. In our next video, The Redemption, how Mike goes from the most hated man in sports to beloved cultural icon, how he finds peace, how he transforms himself again. Subscribe to see the other chapter. Because Mike Tyson's story is about more than boxing, it's about falling and getting back up.